Hey guys, Adam Fennig here with Fennig Equipment. You're tuned into the Talking Shed. Today we're going to talk about Salford maintenance and overall care and longevity of these tools. You know, we have a lot of people ask us and make the comment, man, with all them blades independent, that's a lot of bearings to be messing with. And you know, it certainly is. On these tools we have more bearings and more seals than a lot of the other tools. But I want to kind of show you guys the ease of use, the ease to change blades, the ease to get to the bearing, and talk about how little trouble we have had with these bearings. These are a cup and cone bearing, and this is our 5-bolt hub. So this is a 2200 Salford. We've got the 1 5/8 coil, a 5-bolt hub, and that's a cup and cone bearing. Again, so that's like a wheel bearing, like what's in your car. I don't know if we've ever sold a replacement bearing. Same thing with the 1200s with the 4 bolts. We simply don't have any problems with them. Salford recommends greasing these every 100 hours of field use. And again, you can ask anyone who's owned these tools for 4, 5, 6, 7 years. There's simply no maintenance. You change the blades, but I want to talk about that a little bit. So this dust cap, I've got it loose already, but you just knock it loose. It is a steel dust cap. You knock it loose with a hammer and a punch. I'll come up here and get it popped out. So you take that off, and then if you come up here, Cody, you can kind of see basically we've got a pin running through the shaft. The shaft is threaded, and we've got this castle nut. So if you do go down the road and you find that you do have a little bit of play in this blade, you can tighten this up long before you'll ever have to change a bearing. There is a flange seal on this back side to help keep dirt from getting in. And then of course this dust cap up front keeps dust from getting in here. But you can see how wide this bearing set is. It's probably over 2 inches wide. That's the amount of load bearing width we have right there for when we're going through the field and doing all this jackhammering. We have that extra width. So very easy to work on, you know, if you did ever have a problem. But I'm telling you, we have zero problems with these bearings. And we'll get to a gang machine here in a little bit, a machine that has many less bearings per foot, but I'll show you not less headaches, that's for sure. But I want to walk through changing the blade. This one is a 5-bolt hub, so there's 5 bolts. These are 1/2-inch bolts, so I've got my 3/4 gun here, and I'm going to zip these. Okay, so just like that, I can change out this blade. What we do is we run our bolts in from the back side of this hub so that when it comes to changing blades, the bolts can stay in. Here is our grass shield scraper. That thing is scraping to keep the backside clean here, and these bolts will just stay in there. So if this blade were bad, which this is a 22-inch blade, I would replace it around that 19 inches. And that's a common question I get too that we'll tackle right now. You can let these things run down as small as you want. You can take them to 15 if you want. But keep in mind, the smaller the blade, the more revolutions per acre it's going to take. The more revolutions per acre, the more stress and wear on the bearing. So not only do you lose a lot of cutting action, a lot of jackhammering action as this blade shrinks, but you also start to get into your bearing life as well. So if you want to put a new blade on, simply line them up, and it's that easy. So changing blades on this is a breeze. You can change blades on this 24-footer with 2 guys in probably an hour and a half at the most, with very little frustration. Simply go through there with the 3/4 socket, loosen them up, take the old one off, throw the new one on. It can hang right on this hub, bearing face, slide it on there, and you'll go back to changing blades. So if you ever did have a blade break or something like that in the field, you're talking about a few minutes to get that fixed. All right, so just like that, with an impact, a 3/4 inch socket, and a 3/4 inch wrench, we can take off the blade, change blades, do some maintenance, do whatever we need to do. Super easy, simple to do. Like I said, there are a lot of bearings on here, but they're trouble-free, and blades are super easy to change.